Hello, beautiful people. It is your hostess with the mostest, Amora, and thank you for coming back for another episode. Okay, first of all, I just want to say I am still getting over my jitters with this recording thing. It makes me so uncomfortable at times, but I feel like I'm getting a lot better. I be having to do like a practice run before I start, but once I get into it, like, it's over. I'll be in my zone. Anyways though, I just wanted to tell y'all that, like, low-key, I'm kind of nervous about this, but I do want to introduce a new aspect of the show. I wanted to just start doing a quote of the day. The only reason I was a bit nervous is because I know that my show is pretty informal. Like, we literally just be on here talking that talk, getting to the nitty-gritty of things, and I feel like that's just so serious. Like, oh, let's do quote of the day. But I don't know. I'm going to test it out and wait for you guys' feedback. I listen to everything y'all say, and I appreciate that. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling about it. So for today's quote of the day, in recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute. They're good, Marshall. Now I want y'all to hold on that till later in the episode, because that just stuck out to me when I heard it. I was like, this is the one. Because yeah. And also, while you here, try to think on that a little bit in the back of your head. Like, what does that even mean to you? In recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute. Thinkers. Oh my gosh. Is anybody else chronically online like me? Like, what about the meme that's like, gay son, thought daughter? I'm so thought daughter. Shakespeare ain't got nothing on me. I don't even think Shakespeare had to think to write them plays. Yes, he was thinking. He was pondering. Is pondering synonymous with thinking? I think that's wondering. Whatever. Anyways, happy holidays, y'all. I'm so rude. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year, because I think the next episode will drop after. So happy holidays. You know, let me tell y'all something. I'm not even a big holiday person, but this year I've been home. Like, this is my first semester and I'm home. I'm usually at school, so I've been super like family oriented, and that's been great. But oh my gosh, y'all, I hate holiday shopping. I hate the mall. I do not like going to the mall. And these prices, first of all, can we get into the Black Friday sale? If it's not over 40%, it is not a sale. What is 10%? What is 20%? Girl, that ain't no sale. That's taxes. Like, get out of here. I hate it. I hate it damn. Like, where's the sale? But anyways, yeah, we need to get back to our roots, because them Black Friday sales was weak as hell. I might as well pay full price. Then they talking about, oh, we gonna give you free shipping. Oh, we gonna take this off. And then the price, I'm off that. Anyways, though. Yeah, y'all, inflation is a bitch. Like, it is a bitch. It's spanking me, and I'm mad as hell what happened when I was growing, and I'm not getting over it. Because when I was growing up, rent was like $600. You could still get chips $2 for $1. You could still get now latest 4 for $1. The motherfucking fees in the store did not say, what is it now? I think it's saying like 45 cents per the little packs. Them is $3 for $1. Like, and this is why I just made a point to say this the other day. We need to get back to our roots. Where's the candy ladies? Like, but another time, another day. I feel passionately about these things. Either way, y'all, all that gift shopping I was doing, I started to understand why the Grinch stole Christmas. Cause baby, I was finna steal Christmas too. Like, y'all, I got 2 little nieces. They are the light in my world. I can't make this up. Like, it's crazy to think that somebody else's child would mean so much to me, but they do. Like, I love my nieces. I couldn't imagine not having them. I need to get this incense lit. Like, I feel like that's what's missing. A nice fragrance. I'm just in here chilling. Y'all see I got a shot? I'm pondering on that. That's tequila. I don't even drink tequila. It's been a long day. I had to go to work. I work like a dog day and night, drinking out of a pot that none of you want to touch. My girl was fed the fuck up. And that's how I felt in the motherfucking mall. Everybody was in my way. I didn't feel like nobody wanted to touch my pot. I felt like everybody was trying to touch my pot. people be so in the way and don't say excuse me. Like, y'all are irritating. It's really overwhelming being in there. Like, I honestly can say I appreciate what pandemic has done to online shopping, because being in the store is never my, it was never my thing, and it's definitely not now. Even like post social anxiety, like I still hate it. It's just overwhelming as fuck in here. I do not like that. But yeah, I spent my Christmas with my nieces, them's my babies, and let me tell y'all, I cannot believe I'm the fucking adult. Like, we the adults for real, because why was I up at 2 in the morning wrapping gifts? Okay. Like, okay. Then the babies were sleeping, but we had to sneak all of this stuff underneath the tree, and it was just so much. Like, that whole thing with Santa. Ooh, y'all, speaking of, I saw some discourse on this. Like, I want to say, oh my gosh, the mic was not facing. I hope y'all could have heard me. Y'all should have. I'm really good at projecting my voice. Like, I feel like I got, you know how we used to have the boards, and it would be like level 1 is like for you being quiet, level 2 is for a partner, level 3 you sharing out, level 4, 5. Like, y'all remember in the classroom? I'm good at being on a calm level 3. Like, I could project my voice. Period. I don't know. I think that came from the fact that I used to step when I was younger. They made me really good at projecting my voice, and you don't have to scream to project your voice. That's so off topic though. Like, I'm a yapper. It's what I do. It's what I do. But nah, I'm trying to get back on topic. I was just talking about like all the shopping and stuff, and then I was with my family, and it was amazing. Like, I loved being with my nieces, but let me tell y'all, the whole under the tree putting the gifts under their thing, it was like we had just stayed up all night, dealing with them girls all day. Then we gotta get up again in the middle of the night to go put the gifts underneath the tree and try to be our quietest. I was so over that, but we made it happen. And they was so happy. They was being good, and they got what's handed and gave them. But yeah, what I was about to get into is that I saw some discourse on Twitter the other day, and they was just talking about telling their kids that like Santa isn't real, and like how people feel about that. And personally, I would not be opposed to that. Like, I'm probably going to tell my child that Santa isn't real, because I do not plan to raise my child in a Santa-based household. I think holidays should be with purpose, and the purpose of Christmas, in my opinion, is to spend time with family. It's a day of bonding and showing your appreciation to each other, okay, via gift giving, which is a beautiful practice. Like, I'm not mad at it. That being said, like, if you one of them people that I want my kid to believe in Santa, go for it. I'm not going to shoot the vibe down at all. Like, as you see, I'm wrapping up gifts pretending to be Santa with my sister for my nieces. You know, we making cookies, like leaving them out for this fat man to come shimmy down. She was in an apartment, so I guess shimmy down the balcony. Don't question me. Either way, I'm all for it if that's what you want to. But I will say, like, it's just like eventually they're gonna find out, and they might find out from a peer, they might find out from you, from somebody else. And the only way that you can avoid like a rash, like a not warranted, I guess, reaction would be to tell your kids yourself. But if you don't want to tell them, you want them to live in that fantasy, you also can be upset when it's broken, regardless of who breaks the fantasy, because everybody's not going to feel obligated to keep up with what you got going on. That being said, though, I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. That's a to each his own kind of thing, in my opinion. What do y'all feel about it? Like, do you think that kids should have something to believe in, like a Santa, to write their, little list for? Do you think they should have the naughty and nice concept? Because that's also something that I feel like is kind of controversial, the whole naughty and nice thing. It's like, oh, if you're bad, you don't get anything, and if you're good, you get things. But I think that's kind of fucked up to tell kids. You can teach them about incentives and consequences without literally telling them, yeah, you're not going to get nothing for Christmas. That's so Grinch behavior, if we're being real. Talking about the kid gonna get cold. That's fucked up, but okay. Ciao. Anyways, though, I am so glad that I enjoy holidays now. I remember for a long period of time, holidays was just not my thing. I feel like people seem, they react so like shocked if you say that you're not into holidays. Like I think that's such a taboo thing to say or something. Like the general masses would be like, oh why? I don't even think that's such a shocker. You can have many reasons to not want to celebrate holidays, like besides like the obvious, like, you know, it going against your religion or something. I just think there's a couple reasons why. It could be, you know, financially, that's just not your thing, especially Christmas. Like, it could be, you know, your relationship with your family. Like, some people like myself might feel like they're the black sheep in their family. I know for me, my relationship with my intermediate family is pretty odd because I'm different than them and I get treated that way. And I'm not like upset about it. I own who I am, but for a long time I struggled with my relationship with them because I felt like I had to be acceptable for them until I realized that I didn't. I had to accept myself. But everybody's not where I'm at. Some people don't even want that acceptance. Some people are better off without it. You never know that situation, but family could play a big part in them not wanting to be with holidays. Sometimes it could be, you know, the loss of a loved one. That makes holidays really hard, especially when it's fresh. I know after my grandma passed, I didn't give a fuck about Christmas for a couple years. Just to keep it real. Like, I didn't give a fuck about Christmas, Thanksgiving. I didn't even care about my birthday. I didn't care about none of that shit. And so I definitely feel that, I don't know. It's a couple reasons why you might not like the holidays. Like, I don't know, I'm running out of examples, but that people always have such a like shocked reaction, but to me I feel like that's it's fair. You know, you just gotta let people do what they do, and whatever you enjoy, and what you don't, you don't. Simple as that. I do want to say, I feel like a lot of times when people don't like holidays, it's like a form of coping from whatever trauma that they're trying to move on from, whatever they're grieving. They're definitely coping, and like avoiding such a meant to be joyous holiday and avoiding having to fake that funk for everybody is a lot easier. And I so get that. Like, I think we should try to be a little more just in the know when it comes to mental health overall, because if your mental not right, why would you be worried about holiday functions and celebrating certain stuff? You trying to get your life together, you know? You trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And that being said, I'm gonna move into our first topic, which is seasonal depression. During 5 Days of Amora, when we were launching season 1, we did make a post on this. So if you want to go check that out, it's still on the page. It's just a couple tips there, but of course everything that is on that post will be mentioned in this episode, so just stay tuned. So yeah, seasonal depression. It is called Seasonal Affective Disorder, but it's commonly just referred to as seasonal depression. It's a type of depression that occurs at certain times of the year, especially during the colder months. So, you know, like February, sorry y'all. Like fall going into the winter season, when the daylight savings happens, that period of time, that's usually considered like the peak of seasonal depression. Between 10 and 20% of people can be at risk of getting seasonal depression in their lifetime. That doesn't seem like a lot, but when you think about the millions and billions of people in the world, 10 to 20% is a pretty large chunk, and a lot of people go undiagnosed. It could be, you know, yourself, it could be one of your peers, and so it's just good to recognize what the symptoms are and ways to try to be a little bit proactive so that you don't end up with seasonal depression, or just, you know, feeling down and out about the season change regardless. Y'all, I hate stuttering. It makes me feel so bad, but it's so normal. But it always makes me feel so bad. I think that's what I appreciate about this. I can be so myself here. I can stutter with y'all. Y'all don't care. Y'all be stuttering too. Clock that. Nah. Yeah, so the changes in light exposure, meaning the shorter days and the reduced sunlight in the seasons, can disrupt the body's circadian rhythm, contributing to symptoms of depression. So basically, your body goes into shock from the lack of sun. And honestly, that's so fucking real. I be missing the sun too. And it is like, the change is so dramatic. But yeah, your body kind of like goes into a bit of a shock from the change of sun and the vitamins, and like I guess just the routine in general. Because, you know, once it gets like gloomier, darker earlier, your body will start to feel sleepier too. Like it's like trying to adjust, but during the transition, I guess, your body just like, if it can't adjust quick enough, it can kind of leave you to feeling like sluggish and sad and moody, and it can trap you into your own mental. It's pretty crazy, actually. But yeah, seasonal depression symptoms can look like persistent sadness, fatigue, or low energy, difficulty concentrating, changes in sleep patterns, oversleeping or undersleeping. So like if you're not getting any sleep at all. Changes in appetite, so like eating less or eating more. Feelings of hopelessness, guilt, worthlessness, or lack of motivation, and social withdrawal. Essentially, the symptoms are very similar to clinical depression. It's honestly exactly the same, which is why it's easy for somebody to think that they have seasonal depression. It's actually just clinical depression. So with that being said, these are tips that can help like prevent it. Well, not even prevent it per se, but like just aid with, you know, the symptoms that you're having. But if you suspect that yourself or a friend has seasonal depression, you should go get diagnosed. Self-diagnosing is easy to do, but you're not a professional, and sometimes what looks like seasonal depression might just be mild depression. It could be long-term functioning depression. It could be symptoms that fall into other categories, because depression can often cross over with other mental illnesses also. A lot of these illnesses have like similar effects on the body and the mental, so it's just good to go and make sure you actually get diagnosed by a professional. Don't just try to, you know, self-diagnose. Even if you have a strong hunch about it, it wouldn't hurt you to go to the doctors and, you know, talk to your physician and let them know what's going on, so that they can, you know, if you need to go get any kind of therapy, if you need to be medicated, if they have better tips or routines to help you, like, always make sure that if you have suspicions about these things, that you go get professional help. That being said, let's get right into the tips, because whether you suspect it, you're just feeling down, you're trying to adjust, or, you know, maybe you do have depression, these are a couple tips that you can use to help you when, you know, that shift into the colder seasons, the darker seasons come, so that you feel me? First, I want to say, get some more light, get some more sunlight, go outside, be in the sun during the daytime when it is out, and just embrace all of the rays and the vitamins and all the stuff that it gives you. It literally boosts your serotonin to actually go out into the sun. It makes you feel better. You have more energy. I know myself, when I'm feeling pretty down and out, if you're a smoker, go smoke outside. I know it's cold, but smoke outside. Go smoke outside. If you're not a smoker, just go for a walk. I don't know, walk your dog, go get the mail, take out some trash, do something to just get you outside for a little bit, get you some fresh air and some light. Stay active. I know it is really easy to want to just come home, it's cold outside, you want to get in your bed, you want to be cuddled up, but it is good to be active. Like I said, go for walks, ride bikes, get on scooters, like do the same things you would do when it's warm. I know it's chilly outside, but if you do it and you start to build up that warmness, you'll find that it's okay to keep going even though it's chilly. Like, you gonna sweat. That's what your body does. Try to insert a routine. This definitely works for me. Setting a routine will just help you balance your sleep and help you balance your eating. It just helps you, you know, prioritize your time better so that you're able to adjust better to the time switch or whatever. Set a routine. It could definitely help you. This is really big. A balanced diet, y'all. This is so important. You get a lot of like nutrients and vitamins and things from food that you need, and a lot of the like things you put into your body, it'll impact your mood and your energy levels. So things that are like high in fats, nuts, fish, things with like omega-3 ? Don't quote me, y'all. I'm a psych major. I don't know all of that. But certain foods, they definitely will have the vitamins that you need, the nutrients that you need to like boost your energy overall. And with that being said, I'm going to also add on taking vitamins. Like I said earlier, talk to your physicians before you do any of this stuff, y'all, because you never know how this stuff could affect your body. And I am, again, just a psych major. I'm not into nursing. I don't know nothing about nothing, so don't try nothing because you heard it online without checking with your doctor first. But yes, maybe you might need some vitamins. You might have low iron. You might need some vitamin D, some vitamin C, some vitamin B. I know me, I take B12s. They give me great energy. Like, if you works for your body, talk to a doctor, get you some vitamins, some everyday multivitamins, women's vitamins, chewy vitamins, whatever works for you, get you some vitamins, boo. It seems so simple, but do things that you like. It can be easy to get caught up in, your sadness or your busy schedule or wanting to sleep or, whatever you gotta do that's taking up your time. Do things that you like so that you get that serotonin, that you feel good and you're ready to, keep going because you're satisfied, It's as simple as that. It will make you happy and it will give you a reason to push. Do things that you like. And piggybacking off of that, spend time with your friends and family. I know it is so easy to self-isolate when you are in a dark place. I promise, I know. But you need to spend time with your friends and family. I know you got at least one homegirl, one homeboy, one cousin, sister, brother, coworker, somebody that always is bound to give a good time, to give a good laugh. Like, be with those people. Go spend a day with them, spend an hour with them, call them on the phone, spend time with these people because they are going to add on to the mood boost. They're going to make you feel better. They're going to give you a reason to push, okay? They will remind you of why you should, okay? Have self-care days. Definitely have self-care days. And I know self-care is different for everybody. I know for me, self-care could be ordering a seafood boil and watching a really good anime. That's self-care. Some nights it looks different for me. Some nights it could be doing me a face mask, having some tea, and smoking. Like, that's my self-care. So definitely do what you gotta do. To each his own. Just take that time to unwind and get you a breather, get you a break. Okay, beautiful people. Whew, had to take a little quick break. Jumping right back in. I just wanted to bring this up and bring some awareness to this because I feel like seasonal depression gets a lot of us. It gets a lot of our peers. Sometimes regular depression gets us and our peers. And during this time especially, let's just remember to extend some love and some light to our, our friends and our family, to check on them people. And so that being said, I do want to just jump into how this had me thinking the other day. I saw this post on Twitter. It originated from this thread on BPD, which is borderline. I'm sorry, y'all. I just heard the most random noise. It sounded like a pop. But and I'm home alone, y'all. I be scared. He's scared of this. I'm so sorry. That TikTok sound is ruining me right now. Let me get back on track, y'all. No. BPD is borderline personality disorder. So that can look like a lot of things. It is a pretty chaotic disorder. It's still being studied and it looks different in everybody. All we know right now is that it can be hereditary. It is a serious delusional kind of disorder. And a lot of times, because it's a personality disorder, you're really not even in your right mind. And that being said, the whole thread was pretty interesting. They were talking about their experiences dating people with BPD, which I can imagine is probably hectic. That being said, people was putting in their opinions. Some of them were kind of ignorant because that's how it works. Opinions, it just be what it be. That's it, that's all. Yeah, so sorry guys, my sweetie is texting me. I know I gotta be serious. I'm sorry y'all, but I can't help it. Y'all be pressed when that nigga text y'all too. Bye. Yeah, though, the post was pretty crazy, y'all. Like, I don't want to say, like, it was really bad, because they were just sharing their experiences, but, like, it was in a negative setting, and it was adding to the stigma around BPD, and I feel like a lot of mental illnesses get this bad rep because people forget that they're a sickness. That being said, the person that was talking, like that was quoting the tweet, was just saying how, you know, nobody really cares about any kind of mental illnesses unless it's depression or anxiety, and that's why they were being so ignorant toward BPD, which I disagree with. I can see where they're coming from, though. I feel like those are the most commonly discussed disorders. You see people talking about experiencing those a lot more than other serious illnesses. That being said, I don't feel like they take them more serious. They're just more informed of them. You know, if you're aware of something, you're able to learn about it. Something that you're not even aware of, or people don't really feel comfortable speaking on, of course you're ignorant about, you know, what it is like to be one of those people. But at the end of the day, they're mental illnesses. Like, they are sicknesses. They are attacks on your brain. So I will say there are a couple other disorders that are just as bad. And if you don't know about them, you can learn about them here. I'm going to drop some. I'm not going to elaborate on them on this episode, but they will come up again. We have BPD, you know, schizophrenia, PTSD, OCD, DID, which these are personality disorders. You have bipolar disorder, which bipolar personality actually falls under BPD. It's a pretty big umbrella there. But yeah, these are all different mental illnesses that I feel like the ones I named, I feel like they have a lot more of a stigma behind them than depression or anxiety, only because I feel like these two can be glamorized in a sense. Not even glamorized. I mean, that's not proper wording. I feel like people undermine the meaning by casually using them. So like someone would be sad and be like, oh, I'm depressed over a man. You are not depressed over him. You are sad over him. These words are not synonymous. Sadness is a symptom of depression. Do you feel me? So it's like the mama, not the baby. The grandma's the baby. Nah, no, I'm just kidding. But like, okay, depression is, you know, mama. Sadness is baby. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's the difference. You know, somebody be like, oh, I have anxiety about this. No, you're anxious about it. Anxiety is the disorder. It is a lot of things. It can look like being irrational, you know, overthinking, not being able to make decisions, being afraid of things. It can be looking like not being able to eat, not being able to sleep, not being able to do activities that you're used to. A lot of these disorders actually end up overlapping each other. So depression and anxiety kind of have similar symptoms at times. But that being said, this all just tracks back to me saying that these disorders are just more talked about versus, you know, these less common ones. Not even less common, because they're also major disorders, but like people don't speak on them as much. I feel like we're not as well informed, and that's the only difference. But yeah, I only even said this to bring back the original point that we have to, oh God, y'all, I adjusted my seat and I have a pillow this week. I think I'm gonna go back to I had like a stool, it was different, but this pillow is just not my favorite. So my apologies for like the constant adjustment. But yeah, I only wanted to mention this topic just so that we could, you know, remind ourselves that, again, these are sicknesses. These are sicknesses. These are sicknesses, and treat them as so. You cannot judge somebody based off of their disorder, because that is not who they are. They are sick. And a lot of people are not even diagnosed, so they don't even know. You feel me? And if you are, it's really hard to, you know, get medicine. Sometimes the medicines like affect their daily life. There's a lot of things that go into this. It's never just as simple as it seems. And because most of these illnesses are still ongoingly being studied, there's not a soundproof anything. And I just like this was good to bring up because, you know, it's cold outside, and if you haven't noticed, you know, there are a lot of people that are misplaced. D.C. has a housing crisis. You feel me? Baltimore has a housing crisis. America as a whole has a housing crisis. I just want to give y'all some numbers real quick so that y'all know I'm not just spitting off the top of my head. Obviously, if you live in these places, you know what I'm saying? If you live in D.C., you live in Baltimore, you see it yourself. But I feel like people that aren't in these surrounding areas, they don't understand the severity. So I just want to start with saying the Black population in D.C. is 48.7%. We are almost 50% of the population in D.C. That being said, 80% of the homeless population in D.C. is Black people. Here we go. 85% of the homeless population in Baltimore City are Black people. Now, according to the National Alliance to End Homelessness. Excuse me, y'all. Please work with me. About 25 to 35% of homeless population in America has a serious mental illness. 38% of the homeless population battles addiction, which, sidebar, addiction is also considered a mental illness because it is a sickness. These are diseases. Now follow me here. All of these people, and I want to try to focus on Black people the most because that is the largest amount of homelessness that we see. All of these people are largely misplaced. It is cold outside, y'all. I know y'all see them just like how I do. And I know that y'all can also see that sometimes they're mistreated like terribly. Whether it be for people in establishments, people on the streets, regardless, like just in passing. It's so disheartening to see people already kicking somebody while they're down. Especially not knowing their situations. I just want to say, when I hear y'all calling these people crackheads and saying that they should have did this and should have did that, you don't feel bad for them. All of this stuff, that's like, it's so disgusting to even hear. Because there are so many reasons why you can be homeless. And it's not like it could never be you. There's a terrible kind of, like, what is the word I'm looking for? There's just this negative connotation, right? And people associate everybody that's homeless with either being financially irresponsible, crazy, crackheads, right? Like addicts, junkies, whatever y'all want to call them. Or just overall like bad people who just deserve the situation. And that is fucking disgusting. There are so many reasons that you can be homeless, especially living in a city like D.C. I can't speak for Baltimore, but especially in a city like D.C., where it is the standard rent for a one-bedroom out here is $1,200. Actually, that might be the standard for a studio, y'all. I think one bed might be up $13, $14 at this point. And it's that serious. There are so many reasons that you can be homeless. And that's why it's not something that can only be, the next person. It can very well be you. It could be your best friend. It could be your teacher. It could be the person that, I have no idea, but it can, like, that's the point. It could be anybody. This isn't like you can get, like, it's not like a karma thing. It can happen thing, especially in this economy. There are so many things that can, change what's going on with your housing situation. You could lose somebody that was like the breadwinner in the family. I don't know, like the person who was like the financial stable person. You could lose them. People are just having bad housing situations. They're getting abused. There's domestic violence. There's sexual abuse. There's a lot of things that happen in somebody's household. Mental health. That is like one of the biggest, like going back to the numbers I gave y'all. 25 to 35% of the homeless population has a serious mental illness. 38% of them battle addiction. Mental illnesses, mental breaks, all of those things contributing to why you lost your housing. And so I feel like it's just especially nasty to name call and to just be, you feel me? Be nasty to somebody who's already down, basically. And just, I just wanted to circle back and remind y'all that, like, these people are still people, and a lot of them are dealing with mental illnesses, and they're overlooked. And Black people especially overlook their mental health, and it's something that we should be making a big deal of. It's serious. Be kind to people, y'all. Feed back into your community. I just spoke to one of my peers from school, and shout out to him. He was telling me how, every year him and his dad used to do this thing where they go out, they give, gloves, food, blankets, hats, whatever they can to homeless people on Christmas Day, because everybody doesn't have a family, like I was talking about earlier. Everybody doesn't have a family to come home to. Everybody doesn't have a home to come home to. Some families is outside right now, and it's cold as fuck. Like, y'all been out there. It's cold as fuck out there. It ain't as cold as it could be, the warming and whatnot, but it's cold as fuck. okay? These shelters that they give us, that they're putting out here, these shelters are overpopulated. They're not even, like, a lot of them, they're not even, like, properly equipped with the staffing, the equipment that they need, so they're in poor shape. And y'all, when I was looking at the numbers that I had for y'all, I had so many numbers, but I didn't want to give y'all a bunch of stats, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. When the pandemic hit, between 2021 and 2022, we saw 2020 and 2021, we saw the least amount of homelessness that we have saw in America within the last 10 years, because they were providing emergency housing. As soon as the pandemic was over and they wanted to get back and, get their money back and start upping these prices, homelessness has doubled 10% than it was before. So it went from 10% to 20% of homelessness in the span of 4 years, y'all. And guess what population is majority? They're black. They're black people. And so many things can feed into why they're not getting housing besides the obvious, besides the system fucking us. That aside, mental illnesses. A lot of black people, there's this stigma around going to get help and being diagnosed is crazy. And that's how y'all crashing and burning. Right there. Not going to get help, going years without being diagnosed, going years without getting on meds. Sometimes you get diagnosed, you can't even afford your meds. It's so much that falls into that. But jumping back into what I was saying before, I'm so sorry because I'm so passionate about this stuff, y'all. My friend was talking about, how he was going out to give, do some service. And he was saying how this year he actually ended up getting his lacrosse team involved. And I love that. That's Baltimore City out there. There's a lot of people out there that's dealing with homelessness. And I'm just so proud to hear that. It warms my heart. And I was like, you should definitely promote this. People would love to get involved. I would love to get involved. I love service. And so I will say, trying to end it on a positive note, definitely go out and do service too. In addition to being kind to these people and not calling them crazy or junkies or none of that other stuff, and not trying to assume things that you don't know about these people, not being nasty to them, whether you're at your place of work, whether you're going about your daily life, if they're asking for money or whatever, you can say no without being rude about it. Give back. Feed into these black communities, y'all. Go to soup kitchens and, do food drives. You can take your own initiative and, give, fundraise money, whatever you got to do. You can go give on your own time. You can get your people involved. You can pop that on Instagram like how you pop out them parties. Hello? Get these people together and let's one step at a time, because it can't be you. It can be anybody you know. And the way the world will treat you, I wouldn't wish that on you. You feel me? So yeah, that's just, I don't know, y'all. That's really just a reminder to be kind. And it kind of just brings me right back to the quote of the day. And recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute. And remembering that these people are not their sickness and that they are who they are, you can do yourself the biggest kindness by being kind to them. Straight like that. That's what I took from that. But yeah. Whew. That being said, I don't want us to end on such a negative note, but I feel like that was really important to talk about. It's cold out there, y'all. In these happy holidays, it's amazing to be blessed to, have a home to go to and have people there that I can share this time with and that I can reflect with. And so I hope that y'all feeling how I'm feeling. All right, beautiful people. Now for a change of pace, we're going to get into, and this is highly anticipated on my part. I am so excited to get into y'all business. Y'all are always getting my tea. I be getting caught up because of y'all. My sweetie be listening and they be asking me questions. And I just be like, I be having to explain everything. Because I be on here giving y'all my business, entertaining y'all. And they be biting me in the butt. So I went and filled up my shot glass again. Y'all probably didn't peep I had drank the first one. I had to fill up my shot glass again because we're about to get into Ask Amora, my favorite segment, which is where you guys give me y'all story times, y'all confessions, y'all ask me questions, y'all do whatever y'all want. And I'm going to be as honest and transparent as I can. So first starting off, ooh girl, take a shot for this. This is some juicy stuff, hello. Ooh. That was spicy, y'all. This tequila, I don't even drink that. All right. Shout out to Wada from Southeast DC. Okay, DC in the house. What's up? What's up? She is 21 and she has our first confession. Ooh, girl. All right. This is what Jada has to say. When I was 17, I went through my ex drawer and I found pictures of him with his ex. They was the little Polaroid joints. Ooh. And they was decent too. Oh, I think she meant recent. Ooh, she said, and they was recent too. Because I seen she still had the same hairstyle from her birthday. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, she had the same hairstyle from her most recent post on her birthday. Yes, I checked. Anyways, this is when I was in my crash out stage. Girl, we all been there. What you do? What you do? Okay, hold on. She said, this is when I was in my crash out stage. So I politely grabbed the hanger out his closet and beat his ass out his sleeve. Beat his ass out his sleeve. She said his mom low-key hates me now, but I don't care. He shouldn't the fuck have ever cheated. To be honest, Wada, as you should. As you should. Girl, with a hanger? Was it a wire hanger? I know the motherfuckers hurt. Child. Polaroids is crazy. How you know that girl Instagram? See, I know you would crash out because how you know her Instagram? Girl, wait I'm not gonna lie. That was some tea. How would y'all have handled that situation? Low key, I probably would have did the same thing. Especially when I was 19. I was a crash out when I was 19 too. I would have beat the hell out of somebody playing with me like that. Girl, I hope you're not dealing with him. Oh, she said her ex. Okay, yeah, girl. Fuck that nigga, because he was tweaking. You the prize. Thanks for sending in your confession, Wada. Have a good one, girl. Okay, moving on to the second one of the night and the last one. We got Auntie Nisi from North Carolina. She is 21 and her Instagram is Minimi Nisi. All right, so she has a question for us. How do you address the rising rates of anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges among Gen Z and millennials? Okay. Ooh, girl, how can we address this? Okay, so to address the anxiety, I would honestly just say we have to reduce the amount of time spent online. Phones are the reason I feel like anxiety is increasing because like less social interaction can lead to you spending more time alone overthinking yourself. If you get overthinking yourself, overthinking life, okay? And I know it's like a stretch a little bit, but I think that if we spent more time touching like actual grass, we can be relieved of our problems because we'll be spending more time like, I don't know, I just feel like having your phone is the answer to everything, but at the same time, it's not. Real problem solving comes with real life experiences, and that's what I have to say about that. As far as depression, I would just say we have to lower the cost of a lot of things. People act like it doesn't matter, but it does. The financial burden of like life trickles into part of like why depression can get so bad because you're already down and out, and then also you're financially digging yourself in a hole. And then inflation is just getting worse and worse, and now you're facing homelessness. Boom. You feel me? Like, it's pretty crazy. So I feel like a part of that can definitely be lowering prices of everything generally, making healthcare more affordable, you know, being able to get a therapist and things like that. Yeah. And that's how I feel like we can lower the rising rate of depression. And then mental health overall, just more awareness. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of diseases aren't even talked about enough for people to know anything about them. And that's why they're so ignorant to what it looks like, how to diagnose it in themselves or others, to be able to say, hey, maybe you should reach out to get help. So just more awareness and, you know, educating ourselves and each other. And honestly, that was a really great question, girl. And thank you for asking me. Thank you for letting me give you my opinion. Shout out to you. And yeah. Do I give y'all this last one? I have one more, y'all. It's kind of inappropriate, but I'm gonna give it to y'all because it's juicy. So we have, okay, she put her name as Alias. So we have Alias from DC. She's 20. And here is her confession. Ooh. What does that say? She said, I'm thinking about getting a facial. And she put the eggplant emoji with the wet sign. For the first time. I don't want to back out doing it, but I get so nervous thinking about it. Well, first of all, home skillet, facials for me and you look different. But I'm team do it, girl. Don't listen to me. I say do it. You only live once. I don't know. You nervous. I just feel like if you nervous, just tell them before. Be like, hey, I'm a little scared. Don't get this shit on. Don't get it here. Don't get it there. And let's try it. I don't know. Any kind of nervousness in the bedroom, my biggest suggestion is to just address it head on. Tell them in advance, because you shouldn't be, doing nothing. You shouldn't be fucking nobody you can't talk to. Straight like that. So tell them, the person, whoever you with, I'm trying to get into that. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna try that with you. And honestly, nothing is more sexy than transparency anyway. Like, you want to do this with me. You trust me with that. So, that might work out in your favor, girl. Would y'all get any facials? What y'all see? Like, I need that in the next confession. Who already got a facial? Tell me that in the next one, okay? All right, y'all. That's all that we have today for this segment of Ask Amora. But of course, come back next episode so we can get the newest submissions. That being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Once again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, because I think the next episode will be post New Year. Make sure that you guys come back for the next episode. It'll be bigger and better. Each episode will increasingly get better. So I hope that y'all noticing that, and thank y'all for tuning in. You guys just motivate me so much. Keep pushing me to learn more, explore more, and share more, okay? Big shout out to the Bling Guru on Instagram. She is a beast, okay? If you needed bling, she can bling it. And I'm not even playing. I'm talking about water bottles, bottles, Stanley cups, Crocs, bags, shoes, anything you need blinged out. I promise you, she got you. Check her out. Her prices are very affordable. She ships worldwide, and the quality is 10 out of 10, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great one. I will see you next episode.